Today's episode is about the best systems for planning your day. So you've got paper versus digital. Let's look at paper first. So if you have followed along at any point in this journey, you know that I love paper planning systems. I love a spiral bound planner. I love a ring bound planner. Both of them have benefits and I use them interchangeably. I'm not a big fan of the wire O binding, but there are some companies that I love their products, and so I'm willing to overlook it and still use their products. Now, paper planning is great because I write down everything. I do not believe in random sticky notes, the back of envelopes. I carry that planner with me everywhere. So if there's a random thought that I have on a day, it goes straight into my planner because here's the thing. I will forget. And I bet you will too. If you don't write it down, you're not going to remember until randomly when you're in the shower thinking about something else and a random thought pops up and you're like, oh dang, I totally forgot about that. So you have to make sure that you write everything down. Now, on the flip side of that, digital planning, we use that too. Here's what's great about digital planning. I use Google Calendar and I can hook every calendar that I have up to that. And the other benefit of having digital planning is that, of course, you can accept invites from people, but I allow folks to schedule appointments onto my calendar through an app that we use called Calendly. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically a third-party app that links up to Google Calendar and allows people to schedule themselves using links that I created. It's a really slick system. The benefits of having that are people are free to schedule, reschedule, cancel appointments when it's convenient for them, even if that's in the middle of the night. So sometimes I'll go to bed thinking that my schedule is one thing, open up my computer the next day, and it looks completely different. Now, there are boundaries that you can set within that. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I've never thought about opening up my calendar to anybody. What if I don't want to see them when they schedule an appointment? You can set those boundaries for folks so that way, if you only want to see people in person from 3 to 5 o'clock every day, you can definitely set that. But allowing people to have access to your calendar is an amazing thing because that's then cutting a step out. Maybe even 3 emails out of your exchange of what day works for you. Is morning or afternoon better? How about this time? Oh, that doesn't work for you? How about this time? So the benefits of digital planning allow people to schedule themselves onto your calendar, but also with Google Calendar, you can color code, which I love. This allows me to determine which of my appointments are for health insurance, which of my appointments are for Medicare, which of my appointments are personal, or things that just need to be done on a monthly basis, but they're a reoccurring task. It's so nice to be able to know that on the 10th and 25th of every month, I pay bills, and that notification pops up on my calendar every month, reminding me, hey, don't forget, it's the 10th. So benefits to both paper and digital planning. So choose which one works better for you or choose both. That's what I did. Now, this is something that you will hear me harp about all the time. Probably on multiple episodes, you've probably heard me say it over and over again. You've got to write everything down in one notebook or planner. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of my clients that I work with have notes scattered everywhere. It could be on the back of an envelope. It could be on a sticky note. It could be on something random that you might accidentally throw away. So by having that one notebook or planner that is always with you, that you always write things down on, it makes you feel less scattered because you don't have that panicked feeling of, I know I wrote it down somewhere, but where the heck did it go? But I see my planner sitting on the counter and I'm like, I know that my brain lives in that thing and I know where it's at all times. It makes it super easy to flip open to the certain day and just write a quick note down, maybe even something that I just need to jog my memory to come back to. Anything you can write down in your planner will make it so much easier for you to complete things. Now, the other thing that it makes it super easy with Google Calendar when you're doing a digital format is you can schedule anything and everything on there. So like I mentioned earlier, We have clients that are scheduling appointments on my calendar, but I'm also scheduling tasks. So, what's nice about that is that time is then blocked out from my calendar and it's focused work time. So that way I can get those tasks from a project, like I mentioned in last episode. We want to make sure that we schedule enough time so you can get those things done and those projects are moving forward every single day. Because if you just set aside one whole day and you're like, I'm going to tackle this whole big project in one day, I'm going to knock it out of the park, it's going to be amazing, it's most likely not going to be amazing because there's things that you're going to need to do that you might have forgotten about, or maybe you schedule that day on a Saturday or a Sunday when not everybody is working or maybe responding to emails. So by doing those little chunks day by day during the scheduled time, that allows you an entire week to get things done. So let's say if somebody's not available on Monday, they can respond back on Tuesday. By Wednesday, you can respond back to them. It just makes it so much easier when you put everything on your schedule and make sure that you allow yourself enough time to actually complete the tasks. I love using timers like this. This makes it so easy to stay on task because if you're like me, you probably have tons of fires coming at you, the phone's ringing, people are asking you for questions. It's just so much easier when everybody knows that that block is scheduled out and I don't want to be interrupted. Now, here's another important thing that you want to make sure that you're doing in regarding to planning out your best days is you want to check in with your spouse or partner. You want to make sure that you know what their schedule's like. For me, right now due to COVID, I'm recording these podcasts at home. So it's important for me to know when Joe is going to be home or when he's not. So that way I can record these, but you won't hear him talking on the phone to his clients. So if we didn't chat about that, have a conversation and say, hey, what's your schedule look like this week? What days are you going to be home? What days are you not going to be home? That way I can plan my day accordingly because there's sometimes that I need quiet, focused work time, but also recording time. And it's the same thing for him. We've got many clients that need to be taken care of, and we want to make sure that we're both working as efficiently as possible. Now, our current arrangement is not going to last forever. Hopefully, things in the world will go back to quote unquote normal. But right now, things are a little crazy. So we are making sure to check in with each other and talk about our schedules, talk about what's going on, and also forward plan as well about what's coming in the coming months. We've got holidays coming. There's a lot of things that are happening that we want to make sure that we keep in touch with each other so that way something doesn't get missed. Or if he's expecting me to do something and I've completely forgotten about it because I didn't forget to write it down in my handy dandy planner, those are big things that could cause a huge issue for him. So I want to make sure that I'm checking in with him about it. So those are 4 easy things that you can do to help you plan a better day.